we gotta go here, and we can go here. And now we wait. Oh, don't put that on the screen. For now. Hello? Where is everybody? Okay, we're going now. Good. That's a good start. Is there anybody here? Top chat. Live chat. Hello! Hello! I was worried for a second that something was broken because nobody popped in. This is a bit earlier than I usually do. What does this mean? Gonna be talking. We're gonna have some fun tonight, maybe. No, I didn't like the document. This is a PDF, so I have spilled my soda. Thank you for the donation. I'm gonna get a towel while everyone gets in. I spilled something by accident. Okay. Well, that was annoying. I have returned. I want a chicken sandwich. What's this? Oh, yeah, I've been keeping up with the KP stuff. Thank you for the donation. I might talk about the KP stuff in depth later on, but I gotta deal with my own clown first. So another document was, I don't want to say leaked because I think this was meant to be just put out publicly. But Star Giant Productions wrote another document, a quick one. Yes, part 1 of Seeing Real is over. How many people we got here? We got, oh, almost up to 150, and we haven't even started yet. I should probably stream earlier more often. I think people like that. So, first things first, we got this document by Ryan here. It's just a page and a half. I had to do some censorship as per usual, because of his propensity to use words that get you demonetized. Maybe, I don't remember. It's been a busy month. Thank you for the donation. Sucks that we couldn't get any dirt on him. Okay, so does this highlight for you guys? Yes, it does. Okay. Star Giants Productions made a goodbye document. He has lost the battle, but we won the war. I don't think Star Giant Productions wrote this line themselves, but everything else I think is the from the horse's mouth. I'll be showing you the postmortem too, because that has pretty much most of my thoughts. As you can see, this document is thankfully so much shorter than his other ones. But we got other things to talk about. Yeah, if you're wondering, this document did come from Star Wars Fan. Star Wars Fan made another document. I don't have that one at the moment, but ever since I called him out in that October video, basically what he's been doing is just keeping up conversations with Ryan and just leaking shit, and Ryan was completely none the wiser. I'll do this one solo. We'll have to plan something where we could just have fun and laugh at Ryan's shit. Is Star Giant at it? I don't know. This is a goodbye. You know, as like his last goodbye. So, Star Giant Productions. I didn't want to have to make this, but I'm forced into a position where I have to write this. I am not coming back to social media. Ever. You may notice that I deleted all my social media accounts. That's because of what I've been through. Okay, so this... thank you for the donation. So, this was released around the time that Ryan did delete a bunch of accounts. There was a DeviantArt, there was a Reddit account. There was only one account that was still operational, because I think he didn't think that we knew about it. It was a PixIV account, or Pixiv. Which, as recently as yesterday, I think, was deleted. We'll be talking about that as I get through this. So, I can't... So, this... Thank you for the donation. No, that's what Star Wars Fan has said. That's... so I'm not reading this out loud, but this was his claim. He claims that the FBI, a detective part of the FBI, came to his house, accusing him of worst stuff. And he was able to prove his innocence, showing that he had blah 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 blah. Okay, like, even ignoring, you can't prove a negative, so that's not possible to prove that you never had it. That's impossible to prove. No, Club Penguin doesn't deserve to be mentioned anywhere near this. The case was dropped, and I was found not guilty. We'll be going into depths of this. Right now, we're going to just start with his goodbye. Well, I'm glad that's settled. The problem is the whole internet, more or less, wants my head. This is largely true, I think. Everyone is happy and celebrating. Thank you for the donations. This isn't just haters gonna hate. This isn't just targeted harassment. This is illegal criminal behavior. Okay, so already right here we're off to an interesting start. So, thank you for the donation. So if you'll recall from the document that Ryan wrote on KP, he said that not reporting sex crimes gets you thrown in prison. That's his own words. Somebody reported Ryan because they thought he committed a sex crime. But apparently doing both of them is just illegal in this dumbass's head. Ryan no longer feels safe on the internet. Which, I have no idea why he thought thought he was safe on the internet in 2024 or in 2025. Like, the situation hasn't exactly changed. I know I defended myself in the past saying the internet is good. I don't recall him ever saying such a thing. And all the documents and all the videos, he's constantly bitching about every single problem with the internet. But now I know it's not. It's gonna be hard quitting all those reviews. I have no idea what kind of mental illness gets him to want to do all of the videos that he makes. I really don't. But one of his dreams in life was to make 100 Ryanimation reviews. That's one of the big 5 things that he wants to do with his life. Make 100 review videos, which, like, I mean, maybe it's different for me because it's my job, but, like, dude, you need a new dream. You need a new dream. So he's saying that he's not going to make any more video projects. Fun fact, in the Sushi Cookie and the Moon Shadow videos, he was saying that he didn't want to do the hard parts of making videos anyway. I cough all the time. Today it's different because I had to run outside to do something, and when you do that, when you're taking a lot of cold air, it makes you cough all day. So my cough might actually be worse than usual. January is a month off, so... Thank you for the donation. This is how defeated I am. The people who hate me won. I'm leaving. This is what they wanted, or prison for the rest of my life. Prison for the rest of his life, I think is where I stand. Dead, like, we have no idea, like, why this is in quotes specifically. No one on the team ever said that they wanted to bash his head in with a sledgehammer. I don't know who he's referring to. The cough will be better as time goes on. The internet, thank you for the donation. Let's see. The internet thinks I'm blank, racist, homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic, and a sex offender. They even claim that I am convicted. Google Documents has a spell check, right? I am none of those things, but how can you claim to not be transphobic? Like, at this point, like, just do what the right-wing idiot grifters do and just own it, because you can't deny that one. You can't deny that one. Like, I don't know why you're trying to deny that one. I've got the soda that I spilled all over my desk. I am sorry that it has come to this, but blame the internet is the correct thing to do. Okay, what did the internet do to you, sir? Like, yeah, the internet is the problem here, because if it wasn't for the internet, Ryan couldn't have gotten off his ass and actually met people to abuse. I have people helping me out with this situation, looking to possibly sue. Hopefully it doesn't... Like, you're... Like, number one, I don't know who's helping him with anything. Because at this stage in the game, like, Yoda Jax is still in his life, but Yoda Jax doesn't want him to do internet shit. Yoda Jax has been trying to get him to stop this shit for a long time, as far as I can tell. Looking to sue. Good luck with that. Like, I mean, hopefully it doesn't... Like, this is just the most baffling statement in this whole thing. Like, if Ryan believes that he's been beaten back into a corner, what do you mean, hopefully it doesn't come to that? Like, I mean, in this situation, like, if somebody falsely put me into this state, lawsuits, like, we're past the point of hopefully it doesn't come to that. The only way I would come back is getting married. This is fucking... This is fucking insane. Like... I'll probably talk about this more by the end of the night, but Ryan's belief about marriage is just so convoluted and baffling. And like, I'm an aromantic asexual. I'm going to get married before this dipshit. I guarantee you. Yeah, Yudjix is not his roommate. They just live near each other in the same town. Yes, this was written after Chelsea left. Let's see if I can... There we go. Let's see, this is on the screen. Okay, good. So here's the document that I wrote in response to Ryan's document. To post on Twitter. I didn't post it on YouTube because the original document uses a bunch of words that I think even could get a community post pulled. Ryan already said that his fiancée was Chelsea. But we helped Chelsea pull away from Ryan. Oh yeah, we're gonna be talking about all of Ryan's baffling, bad, awful behavior. So, at present, I am not planning on making another video on Star Giant Productions. That's 90% true. Like, I'm not gonna keep going with constant drama shit. But, like, when all is said and done, I'll probably make, like, a fully 100% comprehensive video on everything that Ryan has ever done, both in documents and in a video, just to basically give everyone some closure, and to make it clear to everyone that Ryan is not to be trusted. It's probably going to be longer than all of 3 of his Lily Orchard videos combined. Yeah, we have no idea about Leslie, Ouija Slayer. So, this just links to the document that I just showed you, so. And, like, the second that Ryan said, "This is goodbye forever," nobody believed him because he did this shit before. This right here is the message that he wrote after my March video of 2024. If you do a video, I'm not interested in getting into that shit fight with Lily Orchard. The whole Lily Orchard ecosystem seems to be insane. Like, Lily Orchard is probably plain evil, but, like, the people that surround Lily Orchard tend to be their own brand of insane. Case in point, Star Giant Productions. Yeah. So, Star Giant in March of 2024 said, goodbye. Star Giant has not been arrested. After Star Giant left, he made an account called Sushi Cookie. When we pointed that out, he went into another YouTube account called Moonshadow. Thank you for the donation. I'm not going to refer to Lily Orchard as anything but Lily Orchard. Oh, we have this now, so I can see everyone who said the thing. I'm sorry if I've been missing any of these. I'm just, like, focused on everything. This is the Uplink soundtrack. It's my serious discussions music. I haven't paid attention to Mongrel in a long time. She is so crazy, I think it's best to just ignore her if possible. The mole is out. The mole is out. And we'll be talking about that as we go on. So, Ryan also had a DeviantArt and an associated YouTube where he planned to review every single animated film theatrically released in the United States. You're not getting old, are you? I'm getting older every single day. My favorite review in the first half of Saiyan Real is probably the Adventure Time one. But my favorite to record specifically was Craig of the Creek. So, here we go. Star Wars fan, I called him out in October in the video for associating with Ryan, and he decided to prove his innocence by leaking everything that he was ever given from Star Giant Productions and posting it on the wiki. And we did find out the Star Wars fan was still talking to Star Giant Productions after he leaked these materials. And he was the one who eventually posted Ryan's final goodbye. I am 33, not 23. Gonna be 34 this year. I am old. So yeah, we gotta make the so I'm giving Star Wars fan the credit for leaking this because making the chain of command and things like this clear is important. So we don't have too much debate of who altered what. So, would you like to know what happened? What happened to cause Ryan Królewski to duck and run? Because I'm gonna tell you exactly what the fuck happened. Like, this is stuff that we were trying to keep under wraps, but this is stuff you're supposed to keep under wraps, but if somebody already blew the whistle, there's no reason to not talk about it, because apparently Ryan already knows what's going on. So, let's cut through the rub. So, Ryan says that a police detective, part of the FBI, thank you for the donation. Ryan claims that a police detective part of the FBI came to his house accusing him of CSAM. Now, we have no idea if the FBI was actually involved. I will say that Ryan's local PD was contacted for this specific reason. Because of something that we found in the stupid Jeddo Bread logs. You want to know what Ryan actually did? What he sent Jeddo Bread? Yeah, none of us were planning on talking about the detective publicly, but Ryan and all of this leaking out, like, what's gonna hurt anymore if we talk about exactly? Jeddo Bread was somebody in Ryan's association. She was an animator. She did some animated things. An editor. And someone who called herself Ryan's soulmate. Their logs were super extensive, and I went into them in depth in an age-restricted stream because they were really fucked up. So, Larry 3000 fan right here is Cartoon Gal. And apparently she has a friend in the area who heard someone who saw the authorities at Ryan's place. So that's some verification there. So, this person was on the ban list. I have no idea anything about them, but we're going to be going into what Ryan is claiming. This Darky996 was on Ryan's ban list, accused of being attracted to minors. And, like, they didn't seem to even exist when we were looking into who was on the ban list for what. So, here's Ryan explaining why this person ended up on the ban list. The mole was Chelsea. You're gonna see how it goes on. So, the Do Not Talk to Me is Ryan. Binky Jin is Jedobred. So, Ryan says that he found out that one of his friends was a PDF file. And I want to notice, I want to specifically point out the word friends here. So Binky Jin goes, oh great, who now? Darky996/perp-dr. So Binky Jin is, or Jedobred is, how so? Ryan's like, he's a second grade teacher and he made art of his students. Jedobred is like, oh yikes. Now keep in mind, this is about them talking about all kinds of things like Ryan believing that Toon Critic could be forgiven. So Ryan talks about what was drawn. No, you're not misremembering, Isaiah. We can't, like, in some forums, we just can't tell you guys everything. Okay, so here's the more damning thing. And I want to make it explicitly clear that the investigation team did not get any images from Jedobred. So, we did not handle anything of that sort. I want to make that abundantly and repeatedly clear. So, let's see what Ryan actually does. So, Ryan talks about this apparent second grade teacher showing arts of these girls with his fetishes. And said that the models were adults. Now he learned the truth. How do you know they aren't adults? Not defending them, just want to make sure. Ryan here posts one of these images to Jedobred. Just like that. Just like that. Telling Jedobred that the above is based off of real-life second graders. And then Ryan says there was much more explicit shit, but he deleted all of that. I don't know why Ryan didn't. I don't know why Jedobred didn't. But I'll tell you what, the investigation team did. Like, the investigation team contacted the authorities with this, and that's what got the detective to go to Ryan's house and cause him to freak out, apparently. It probably Wes, but like I don't want to think about that. And then, like, well, that ruined my day. Like, when I was going through the Jetto Bread logs back, I think it was November, October, November. Oh, like when I showed this, like we all just had to take a pause about how fucking awful all of this was. Like we knew that Ryan was like stupid and all kinds of fucked up, but this is another level of like whatever the fuck. We'll be talking about the Pix IV. Why would you not immediately get rid of this? I don't know. Like, I'm guessing that Ryan did get rid of it. Jetto Bread is from England, so these are dated to January 15th, 2024. Exactly 3 months before... Exactly 2 months before my video. Like, it's largely probable that Ryan deleted all this shit by then. Maybe the real mole was the friends we made along the way. Oh, absolutely. Hello, Grace! Thank you, the Gaming Shrug. Now, I do want to make something a little bit on the side. It is possible that Jetto Bread still has that image in her own DMs. Unfortunately, we couldn't do anything about that because nobody has Jetto Bread's actual information besides Jetto Bread living in the UK. So there's nothing we could do about that. Who is the investigation team? A bunch of people at this point. Me, Wes, Grace, Maddie, Phineas, at this point, Dashi. So I do want to make something clear here when it comes to this. So Ryan does this thing where in order to quote-unquote stay truthful, he'll list out a bunch of things that he's not really being accused of to make it seem like he's innocent by ignoring the thing he is accused of. So, let's see. He was able to prove that he has nothing in his possession, that he has never seen anything in his possession, or he got anything from anyone online or made any of it ever. The accusation is that Ryan distributed. Ryan does not deflect the accusation that he distributed. And he doesn't say anything about distribution here. I don't even know. It's not even changing the subject. It's something like a smokescreen. Like, I want to say Mott and Bailey, but it's not really that. It's a smokescreen. So, yes, like, everyone is very not happy at Jetto Bread, by the way, just to make it clear. But I think that's still a sore spot for a lot of people. Because quite a few people did care about Jetto Bread. Okay. So, next part here. Ryan says that he's looking to possibly sue. You know who he wants to sue? You want to know who, like, of all of the people, of all of the people on the team, do you know who Ryan wants to sue? Of course he wants to sue. I'm sure he wants to sue me, but besides me, who else do you think that he wants to sue? Was hiring Ryan? Probably, yeah. Ryan wants to sue Dashie. Do you know why Ryan wants to sue Dashie? Ryan wants to sue Dashie because for some fucking reason he thinks that she did what Maddie did, even though that is not chronologically possible. Like, Dashie was lying to me for years, and it turns out that she was a spy and Doc's... Like, when I made the first video, we were not in contact with Dashie. We couldn't have gotten anything with Dashie. It is not possible for Dashie to have done this. Sorry to hear that, Dashie. We will talk after this. I wouldn't take any of this seriously, because Ryan, like, even if Ryan were to go fucking apeshit, there's nothing he could do. Because, like, you couldn't have been a spy, because he's accusing Dashie of leaking things and spying on things when she was not present. And, like, Maddie's always been completely forward. Right, Maddie has never shifted the blame to Dashie. Like, Maddie has always been very forward about what he's done. He even had a testimony in my second Star Giant video. Like... I mean, the problem with suing Star Giant for any reason is that Star Giant doesn't have shit. He has the fetish art signed by Christina V. That's the only thing of value in his entire possession. Oh, fun fact, Christina V publicly announced that she wouldn't be signing anyone's pornographic art. To be forward, we have no idea if this had anything to do with Ryan or the and it didn't have anything to do with the investigation team, but it's hella coincidental, I will say that. So, let's talk about his marriage obsession. Like, here's the thing with Ryan. With every single one of his partners, every single one of them, within weeks, he's always either talking about marriage, or if they're too young to marry, moving in with them. Right, I absolutely understand that, Dashie. Like, his idea of how to do that is so incredibly stupid. Like, the man does not know how the world works. Like, when he wanted to move in with Ouija Slayer, I think he asked for like $300 off of Grace. Because Ryan wanted to move to Texas with Ouija Slayer. And like, where anywhere in the continental United States could you move to with only $300? Like, where? I mean, yeah, you can fly somewhere for $300, but like, that's not even like that's not even a week's rent in most places. What went wrong with Ouija Slayer? As far as I can tell, Ouija Slayer is a crazy person. I don't know much about them personally, but I have heard not good things. Ryan living away from his parents is blowing first month's rent on a... Yes. We're talking about Ryan's goodbye. He was also really pushing Chelsea to move in together as well. Like, with another one of his partners, he wanted his grand plan. His grand plan to move in with someone else was using bank bonds, and he didn't really understand what they were. Like, in stocks and bonds, like, his grand plan was to get a bunch of bonds. And because we're full on the scorch this guy, Ryan Antonik, whatever, was his Discord username while he was under the Sushi Cookie moniker. This is his 5 goals in life. This is what he wants to accomplish. Number 1. He wants to have sex at some point because he is indeed still a virgin. Despite being super fucking sex crazed, he's never actually had sex with anyone. 2, after that, he wants to get married. That's the next big goal here. 3, he wants to finish all 100 Ryanimation reviews. Like, that's peak life in Star Giant Productions, having finished every review of all the shows that he wants to talk about. Like, not to mock someone's dreams, but that's certainly a dream. Number 4, live with the one I love. Objection, that's kind of redundant. Like, not many married couples who, you know, are in love as married couples live apart. And 5, come up with more goals for my life if possible. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that. Ryan is turning 30 this year, by the way. So, one of the reasons that Chelsea helped us is because Ryan treated her abominably. Like, abominably. Chelsea gave us access to all of the DMs that they had together. And there's plenty of stuff that I don't even want to talk about that's not here, but like, every so often Ryan would take a screenshot of his screen during these DMs, and he was always recording. Always recording Chelsea. Most likely without her consent. Like, the OBS light was always on. Yeah. This is shortly after Chelsea's father died. And Ryan is telling Chelsea, her dead father wants her to marry him. Like, that's, yeah, like, I won't get into those details, madam. Ryan tells Chelsea that her father would have died sooner if he wasn't wearing his necklace, which is another kind of fucked up. There was this arc in the DMs where Ryan kept trying to get Chelsea to leave the hospital before she was healed. He constantly nagged her to try and make revenge porn of the people that he didn't like. Which she never did, by the way. She continually refused to do that. Yeah. I said I couldn't answer that. Like, I do want to keep, like, as much privacy for these people as I can. Ryan also sent Chelsea a bunch of NSFW material that she didn't want or ask for, apparently. The worst one was his own avatar literally fucking Homura from Madoka Magica. I had to see that. It was not pleasant. It was very, very not pleasant. And yes, Homura in the show is 14 years old. So if you're wondering why Ryan is so obsessed about Madoka Magica, he really likes Homura. Thank you, Dr. Theo. Thank you, Crimson. I heard Ryan actually makes excuses for Homura because of the time loop shit in Madoka. So, when we figured this out, we did help Chelsea break up with Ryan. Thank you for the donation. No, it wasn't Star Giant who wanted a review of Madoka. That was someone else. Thank you for the donation. So, yeah, after Chelsea breaks up with Ryan, this is what he says. Fine, be that way. After all I've done for you, the presents, the therapy? The therapy. Ryan claims that shit like he was doing was therapy. Therapy. Madoka is an anime. You wanna flush it down the toilet? That's your business. But no, you're It's like that one Toy Story 3 meme. Oh my god, this horrible breakup that's emotionally devastating me. It's like Toy Story 3. This man. This man does not live in this reality. Absolutely, Maddie. Yeah. Like, and if you're wondering, Chelsea's testimony in addressing my abuse was not her idea. It was Ryan's idea. Chelsea made that very clear to all of us. Thank you for the donation. We're not done yet. So... things gonna be getting a little bit darker. I'm not dead. I'm tired. Yes, Chelsea was the mole. So, thank you for the donation. What is this thing? A monster. So, in the Jetto bread logs, going back to that for a second, I'm not gonna show it on screen because I don't want anything flagged or anything. Blah, blah, blah. Ryan said something that like gave us a ton of fucking red flags immediately. Ryan confides into Jetto bread. Thank you for the donations, everybody. Ryan confides to Jetto bread that he hasn't groomed anyone. He states two separate names there, actually. Two separate names. One person that we already knew and talked about and was a big part of the first or the second Star Giant Productions video. The one that I called Blue in the last one. Of course, when we knew that, yes, Ryan did actually groom that person, when he brought up the second name... that gave us an uh-oh moment, because we had to start another separate investigation figuring out who this person was and who the story was. We reached out to this person and got their side of the story, and that was an experience, I will say that. Understandable. So, we talked to this person. They didn't have any evidence, but we obviously believed them. They sounded like really affected by what Ryan did. So, getting evidence. Chelsea helped us with that. Before they broke up, we had Chelsea confront Ryan about this person. And getting to talk about it. I don't think Ryan's gonna be calling anything anybody. Okay, so bring them up. Okay, so right here, this is have a conversation. Because by the time this was over, Ryan figured out exactly what was happening. You know, he knew that he was going to be called out, and this was probably going to be used in the grand pile of everything that he ever done. The investigation team is not idiots and tit for tat because Ryan recorded virtually every conversation he had with Chelsea. There was some screen capture going on of this conversation. I wasn't doing it, but someone on the investigation team in a one-party consent state was. Not that it matters, because there is no wiretapping for, like, text conversations. So, here is the conversation of what actually happened. Why hasn't Ryan been arrested, Ellen? We tried. Like, I'll talk about that when it's done. Let's see. Be honest with what happened. Okay, let's look at the top here, because I think this needs to be addressed. To be 100% clear, I am not romantically in love with anyone else. Any other person is quote-unquote fetish content. So, immediately off the bat here in this conversation, he's saying, it's okay if I look at other people. I'm not attracted to them. It's just fetish. Which, coming from a man who wants to be married as his highest honor, that's just fucking abysmal. Like, I didn't even notice that when I put this in the document, but, yeah. Okay. So, let's see. Blank was an old friend of mine, but I haven't heard from him in years. Blank said he was groomed by you. I'm not even gonna read what is said here. Like, Ryan says that this person tried to do weird role plays with him when he was 15. Ryan says that he pretended a little bit, but found it gross. Ryan never enjoyed it, told him to stop, it felt wrong to do, but he admits to doing that. Ryan remembered one time that he had this person at the age of 15 take a picture of themselves wearing, showing off belly because, yeah. Can you see why Chelsea... can you see why Chelsea broke it off with this guy? And, like, here's the thing. We talked to this person ahead of time. We got their side of the story. And funny enough, this is exactly what they told us. This is they told us exactly what this was. Like verbatim. And I want to go back to up here. So after all of this shit, Chelsea cuts it off with him. And this is Ryan freaking out. This is what Ryan says to her after he admits to basically grooming someone else. Like, I want us to hone in on this here. Just look at it. Like, this is what he says after being broken up for admitting to grooming someone in a horrible, awful, no good, bad way. Makes me consider alcoholism too. Chelsea is doing a lot better not being in Ryan's circle. We do talk to her occasionally, at least Maddie, me, and Grace do. Is there any other new information that you missed? You might want to watch the VOD. You might want to watch the VOD afterwards, because there's a lot. So, immediately after Ryan releases this document, like, we noticed that his PixIV account was still going. How do we find the PixIV account? It was attached to the Reddit account. The Reddit account credited a piece of art from PixIV. And, there was a comment that clearly came from Ryan on that piece of art on PixIV. And, his PixIV favorites were a lot like his DeviantArt favorites, except a lot worse. No, I don't. No, Chelsea is not in the stream right now. Oh yeah, it has been deleted because we put that shit on blast too. Pixiv. Okay, Pixiv. Pixiv. I don't care how it's pronounced, I just care what it is. If you don't know what Pixiv is, I highly recommend not going there. For this right here. Pixiv, being based in Japan, has a very, very lax stance on pornographic art featuring minor characters. The website is just flooded in that shit. Thank you. I'm not entirely sure how to do that. I'll try to figure it out. I mean, Pixiv Crackdown. Trust me, looking through Ryan's bookmarks there, they did not do a good enough job. Like, it is so much in that website. Don't go there if you can avoid it. Okay, I will do that, Maddie. A chain of command. How old are minors in the website? Do you really want to know how bad the website is? Do you really want to know how bad Pixiv actually gets? Like, they have tags for material involving toddlers and babies. That is how bad Pixiv gets. Yeah. Don't go there. Like, it's the place people like Ryan finds their home. I hate that I know what I know, but that place is like one of the most deplorable sites on the Topnet. I told them about a very bad website you should never go to because they were very, very curious. That is where the depraved live. So, because we called out Ryan's Pixiv account, it has been deleted. But I'm pretty sure he's probably just gonna make a throwaway email and make another one, so if it corrupts up, we'll tell you. Oh, DeviantArt doesn't hold a candle to Pixiv. Pixiv is technically an art site, like DeviantArt, technically. And I mean, if you have age-restricted filters on, you're probably going to avoid most of its shit. But the fact that it's bad. So why don't I do what? Something about the website as a whole? That's out of my pay grade. How'd you find his account? No, it was not labeled Star Giant. It was an account, his Reddit account, I don't know how the Reddit account was found, posted a link to a credit art from Pixiv, and one of the comments there was just so clearly Ryan. And the first bookmark that Ryan made on Pixiv, was, art of himself. Star Giant's last name is Kraleski. Yeah, it was named Hamura X Madoka. And I found it, yeah. Right. I told you, Chelsea was the mole. I'm not going to get into the debate about what's permissible where. Yeah. I don't like thinking about that kind of stuff, and I fucking hate that Ryan wormed his way there. Thank you, Pete Upton. Post engagements. We weren't in contact with Chelsea pre any of that. So. So, one statement in his goodbye video, once again, like, one word, like, the worst people have a habit of doing that, pissing me off with just one stupid fucking word. Like, let's see, where is it? Thank you for the donation. That is true. Okay, so this statement here. Do you know what word here managed to actually piss me off? Like, what I immediately honed into that just kind of sent me over the edge? Like, which one of these words do you think? The word correct is bored. You see, grooming people, abusing people, being the worst perverted degenerates that I've ever seen, Like, all of this shit. It is now boring to him. He's now bored. He's just bored. All of this is boring. Trying to do all this shit, it's just boring. Like, yeah, like, the fucking audacity that you have to say that is boring now. I don't know if he sees it as a game. Thank you for the donation, Maddie. I told you, we... Okay. So, you want to talk about getting Ryan actually in the slammer. Ryan, like, the authorities have been called on... thank you for the donation. The authorities have been called on Ryan on 3 separate occasions. 3. Like, in, I believe, Addressing My Abuse, Ryan actually states that one of his grooming victims did call the authorities on him, and they came down to his house. That was back in 2021, 2022, somewhere around that. Thank you for the donation. Apparently, nothing happened then. March 2024, I went down to my local precinct, and they ended up, like, very confused that I've already talked about that one. November of 2025. Ryan's local precinct was called because of what he posted to Jetobread. Like, I want to make it abundantly clear. We have tried. We have tried. We have tried a lot. And yes, he is absolutely bound to slip up of his own accord. Like, you don't need me to predict that. Right. We did actually get somewhere this time. Thank you for the donation. Absolutely. With any kind of addiction, you're just going to need to ramp it up further and further and further. And once again, if he's jumping around PixIV, that addiction is going to get very scary very quickly. I mean, Karma has definitely already smacked him so hard. I'm guessing there might be a chance. You guys want to know something, like, actually funny, though? Like, actually really, really funny? So, there's one thing that happened when Chelsea... thank you for the donation. So... So, when Chelsea was talking to Ryan during this breakup, there's something that was asked that's just really, really funny. And you're about to figure out what it is. So Chelsea asks for the password to his Discord account, and Ryan's all like, okay. And that was funny. And so people were able to get into his account, and they were able to basically get all of his logs. Even with the stupid Discord update bot. Chelsea asked for Ryan's password. He just gave it to her. And it wasn't fraud. It wasn't impersonation. It wasn't a sock puppet. Ryan gave a person permission to access his account. Like, willingly, of his own volition. Thank you for the donation. So, I could tell you what we learned. Does that mean all four of the... You want to know something that was really surprising? Ryan and YodaJax weren't contacted on Discord. At all. They didn't have any logs. Oh. Because this account is deleted, I have no problem saying this. And he changed the password anyway. Do you want to know what the password to Ryan's Discord account was? Like, this account is deleted, it's gone, and he changed the password anyway. Ryan's password to his Discord account was HomestuckBrony5. His very first username on the internet. It was literally his first username that was used as his password. Thank you for the donation. No, this is not wiretapping. He gave permission to access the account. Discord owns all of this. Like, it's not wiretapping to share Discord screenshots. In certain communities, it's definitely taboo. It's definitely considered unethical on some level. But, like, accessing an account they were given permission to access is entirely legally kosher. Right. Like, it would be illegal if we were, like, asking for money or some shit. But Ryan specifically gave Chelsea access to his account specifically to look around. Larry. Thank you for the donation. Ryan the Lion 81369. Yeah, it was Chelsea who asked for the password. Right. Like, you need to give me your email and password. Okay, but you must promise to never use it after this. That's permission that the account could be accessed then. Obviously, I'm not gonna share what was there right now. But I will say that Ryan was only in contact with like a couple of people besides Chelsea. I mean, he said like stupid stuff, but not like stupid stuff. Like, it seemed to be in the realm of plausibility. Like, I want to completely establish what we did was completely above board. Like, Ryan is just that incredibly fucking stupid. And I mean, to be fair, his stupidity goes both ways. Like, one of the things I told the detective when I went down to the precinct is that Ryan calls anyone who disassociates with him abusers. And the detective there, the officer, whatever, was like, what the fuck? Like, Ryan's stupidity is literally unbelievable, and that does cut both ways. Thank you for the donation, Echo. Yeah, like, honestly, I think that's one of the reasons that Ryan has been hard to pin down. Because his stupidity is cartoonishly stupid. It's hard to believe that someone would be this dumb. Like, let me state it in plain text. This guy gave you his password, right? Yes. Because you asked for his password. Yes. Did he have any... Was he bribed or extorted? No. He just willingly gave out his Discord password. Like, I keep telling people, like... like, because we did, like, we did debate shit. And there was stuff that we did turn down doing because it would be too much. For instance, one of the things we suggested that came up was using that password on other accounts that we didn't have permission to access, which we didn't do, because that would probably be violating something somewhere. Can you clarify? Thank you for the donation. Yes. Cause, like, Chelsea told Ryan that she didn't trust him. Ryan let her in to look around to make sure that nothing was amiss. Of course, shit was amiss. He didn't, unless he's watching this stream right now. Oh yeah, like you want to know something like you want to know another thing that's like really funny. So there were only a few people that Ryan was talking with. One of them was Star Wars fan. One of them was Chelsea and some of Chelsea's old accounts. Another one was Brandon the Brony Pony. A third one was just an artist that he requested to do some fetish shit that's not very important. And the final person was clearly also doing an op on Ryan. Ex-fiance at this point. Like, someone else was obviously, like, doing what the Archive channel did last year. Just basically trying to get him to unveil more and more information. Funnily enough, Sage Froppy was also not in any of the Discord exchanges. Ryan also wasn't in any servers either. I'm not the biggest expert on Brandon the Brony Pony, but I hear there was a 2-hour video that was released years ago. Brandon the Brony Pony was actually one of Ryan's first internet friends. How long did he use the account? About a year and a half. Jackson was also not in contact with Ryan on on Discord. We are not in contact with the person who was trying to op Ryan now. Probably in my Adventure Time review. Oh, it was absolutely made after Belongs in Jail. So, I don't know what video, I don't know what the title is, but, like, there was a video released on Brandon the Brony Pony, like, it's about, I think, an hour and 45 minutes, actually. It was released, like, this month, and Ryan even makes a cameo in it. To be fair, I don't know anything about Jackson personally. Like, I want to be... Like, we did try to get Jackson to break away with Ryan. But the problem is that Jackson actually lives in close proximity to Ryan. And that makes things a little bit more complicated. Dylan the Night Owl? Maybe? It's a part of this. I'm listening. You're listening to the Uplink soundtrack right now because I recently had an external hard drive problem, and that one happened to have all of my video game music. So I've been on a quest to reclaim a bunch of video game music. Jackson is not roommates. They live in close proximity. They live in the same town. Nothing of note regarding Ryan's parents. Like, I'm very hesitant to talk about Ryan's actual, like, family, because I do want, like, they haven't done anything as far as I'm aware. I mean, Ryan has thrown a bunch of accusations, but he's thrown accusations at everyone. So I legitimately just don't believe him when he says that his parents were abusive or whatever. I mean, let me put it like this. Ryan says that he has a cousin who was a PDF file. Ryan states that that person abused him when he was 3 years old. He states this in one of the Lily Orchard videos. But guess what? Later on, he's saying to us in the private server that we have that he didn't know what a PDF file was until he was an adult. So, what, like, I tried watching all 3 of his Lily Orchard videos. I could not get like 15 minutes into any of them. Like, because he's so fucking narcissistic, he puts the weirdest batshit lore drops in random videos, which, you know, ironically, it gives him what he wants. Now I have to watch all of his videos to figure out every piece of the puzzle. Speaking of which, I'm gonna use the bathroom real quick, and then we're gonna have some fun. I am back. What did I miss? Look, those Lily Orchard videos I'll probably have to watch at some point, but I feel like it's going to be a special occasion. Honestly, bathroom is not too far from me. What do you mean by fun? So, do we have any more questions about Star Giant's terrible behavior? Thank you for the donation. I have no idea who Tamatoa Gaming is. No, we actually want all of Ryan's content. Because of these lore drops. Like, a lot of these have, like, valuable pieces of information. Like, during 2020 and 2021, he had a lot of wayward mentions about Nekopon. Okay, I can tell you the difference between Ryan and Lily Orchard. Lily Orchard actually knows how to enunciate a sentence. Chelsea was the mole. You guys hate Ryan's voice that much. It's. Oh, but we're gonna have some fun. I got a plan for us all. That's the wrong one. That's not the right one. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Oh no! Close that. Let's see. Okay, so, yeah. So, Crimson actually showed this one to me a while ago. This one is an awful video. Like I watched this and I crashed out. And I mean, like, it's the spirit of the season. As you all know, in January of every single year, because it's a new year, a bunch of new media become public domain. This year, Nancy Drew and her original appearances was released, and now anyone can use her for any creative purpose that they'd like. We're gonna have Ryan here talk about the public domain and Animation Absolutum. The first episode of this, I have no idea what the hell is with this name, was about Walt Disney. I haven't watched that one yet, but this one, oh my god. I have 2 videos, but they're both really, really long, so we'll do the other one next time. This was made... Oh, yeah. Fun fact. This was one of the last Ryan videos before he was canceled off the internet. Yeah, I don't usually like making fun of people's voices myself. Like, things like that, but... honestly, that kind of hesitancy to do shit is why Ryan got away with a lot of the shit that he did. Turn down the music a little bit. Okay. So, let's watch this. It's 30 fucking minutes. I don't know how... You know what? I'm gonna need some water for this. You guys... I'll turn up the music a bit. You guys enjoy some uplink music while I fill up my water, because we're gonna be here for a while. I'm back with my full pitcher of water. Dashi definitely had a lot to do with the Walt Disney one, but as Dashi said, didn't do much for this one, I think. Yeah, we're gonna watch the whole thing. Okay, go. Which one's the music? Okay.
A couple of weeks ago, Mickey Mouse entered the public domain, at least the version from Steamboat Willie, and it's been a major discussion for the beginning of this year. And that...
Okay, that's accurate at least. One sentence in. We're good so far. Use the Star Giant bingo. Next time, I don't have that on me right now.
thought it was interesting enough to talk about it. I think it's time I finally bring back Animation Absolutism. If you don't know...
That's a terrible name for a series, by the way. Okay, that's max volume there. Let's see if I can turn up my own volume and then see if that'll help. Stop the music entirely. Okay.
Basically, it's a documentary that
That is too loud for me. Okay.
I want to create, talk about the
Still too loud. Thank you for the donation, Crimson. Ryan stole this idea for a series from me where I would just... Wow. I totally believe that.
dark sides of the animation realm, like the behind the scenes of the animation companies of animation.
Okay, where the hell did that come from?
A couple of weeks ago, Mickey Mouse entered the public domain, at least the version from Steamboat Willie, and
It's called absolutism, not absolution.
it's been a major
This one is up on the archive channel if you want to watch it without my interruptions.
discussion for the beginning of this year, and I thought it was interesting enough to talk about it. I think it's time I finally bring back animation absolutism. If you don't know, basically it's a documentary that I want to create, talk about the dark sides of the animation realm, like...
What was that sentence? Also, the dark sides of the animation industry. What's the public domain got to do about that? Let's find out, guys. I'm invested.
the behind the scenes of the animation companies of animation like Disney, Cartoon Network, and Nickelodeon. Same with
Cartoon Network is a network, it's not an animation company.
the film companies that do animation as well, and of course streaming services and online media. Unfortunately, it is a very large project that could be costly, so I can't really go in-depth fully on my original plan.
How is this costly? It looks like any one of his other videos. I mean, granted, a topic like this does require more research, but unless you're hiring people to do research, which you probably shouldn't do, this is not any different than a normal review. Ryan's voice is too loud now. Okay. Turn it down to...
What I can do is when a subject of animation that crops up interests me, I'll make a video on it, such as this one.
I wonder who did this logo that Ryan kept using even after he got booted from the internet. I think it's Jettabread, but I'm not entirely sure. Because Jettabread is the only actual animator that Ryan's worked with that I know of.
Animation is my favorite medium of all time. I will never change that. I've been a fan of it since I was 1 year old, and many of my friends also enjoy animation. Me reviewing animation made me popular on the internet to the point that I was able to make money through it. There are many artistic merits to animation. Some of the greatest works of all time are animation. Some of my
Why are you using Jaden Animations here? I know what you've done to Jaden Animations' avatar, Ryan. I've seen that in your favorites. Please,
favorite pieces of media are also animation. There are a lot of good animators in the animation industry. It is filled with very talented people. However, in the past half a decade, there has been an increasing number of problems I have sadly noticed when it comes to people working in the...
Okay, this is just bad formatting, by the way. Very bad formatting. Like, it's not visually interesting at all. I'm no expert, but like, only one corner is visible.
Industry. They say knowledge is power, and in order to win a fight, you first have to know what the fight is about.
Thank you for the donation. Okay, what?
Also animation. There are a lot of good animators in the animation industry. It is filled with very talented people. However, in the past half a decade, there has been an increasing number of problems I have sadly noticed when it comes to people working in the animation industry. They say knowledge is power, and in order to win a fight, you first have to know what the fight is about.
They say knowledge is power, so in order to win a fight, you need to know what the fight is about. No. Like, if some guy on the street is running at you and about to punch you, you don't need to know why to defend yourself. Like, you don't need to do that.
The more awareness that we spread on the past...
NBC? Do they even have animation? Probably.
And mistakes can hopefully pave a better future for animation. You could say other mediums have had their troubles like...
Yes, other mediums in general have had their troubles, yes.
Literature, painting, music, film, live action, television,
Also, why are you using the foot logo of Nickelodeon? They did not have that as their logo in 2024.
internet, and especially video games, but they are at least all considered mediums by the general public. In this animation documentary, I will be going over innocent people that have been screwed over by corporations and networks.
Okay, so in this series, we're going over innocent people who have been screwed over by networks. This video is about the public domain, by the way. I fail to see how those two topics connect, but we'll see.
Sometimes it might just be on one person. Another episode could be on the whole company/network as a whole. This isn't meant to
Thank you for the donation. If only Ryan knew.
gain money. This is to gain awareness because I am tired of people getting screwed over in animation. If we want to
You are tired of people in animation getting screwed over. It would help if you stopped asking them to sign your fetish art. Just saying. That's another thing they shouldn't have to worry about.
2023 and onwards to not have people screwed over, then we must act now. But before we do a full act, we first are going to need all the knowledge that we can, so that way we know what we are fighting. I am going to be very harsh, strict to the point, and absolutely serious for this.
Straight to the point. Could it really be a Star Giant Productions video then if you got straight to the point?
This is animation absolutism.
I told you, absolutism. Absolutism. That sounds like an alcohol. Thank you for the donation. Yandere Dev has been on the ban list, so no.
Let's first answer this question. What is the public domain?
What is the public domain? Good question. That intro was 2.5 minutes.
This was surprisingly a hard question to correctly answer.
No. What is the public domain? This is a hard question. No, you could just Google the definition. It's a list of media and creative things that anyone in the public is free to use. Like, it's a very simple concept to understand. I mean, it might be hard to figure out where the legal boundaries are, but what the public domain is very easy to understand.
To simplify, when something becomes public domain, it means that anyone can make their own versions of said product
Yes.
legally, and you can even make money off it.
Yes. I mean, you can even, like, straight up sell... sell old things if you want. You don't even need to make new things. You could just sell it wholesale. Like, if you wanted to bind Bram Stoker's Dracula in a book, you could just do that.
But it takes like 70 years for it to work.
It takes longer than 70 years.
Once you die, your works are available 70 years later starting January 1st of the said following year. I personally think that the public domain is a wonderful tool, but
Okay. I agree. The public domain is a very useful tool.
like all tools, it can be used improperly.
Okay, so apparently the public domain can be used improperly. Yes, in the United States, it's 95 years after death, not 70 years. When will the Eddsworld characters be in public domain? Not this century.
The rule of a weapon.
Actually, that's a UK property. I don't know the rule. I don't know the laws there.
Expected to be used against
Okay, let's go back a little.
legally, and you can even make money off it. But it takes like 70 years for it to work. Once you die, your works are available 70 years later starting January 1st of the said following year. I personally think that the public domain is a wonderful tool, but like all tools, it can be used improperly. The rule of a weapon.
The rule of a weapon, okay.
Expected to be used against you.
That is not the rule of a weapon. What? Okay, so the public. Okay, so the public domain can be used against the public. Okay, but explain to me, please. No, this is a flat out Ryan Krulewski video.
There is unlimited potential when the product enters public domain. How many wonderful things do you think people can make with Alice in Wonderland?
A lot.
A Christmas Carol is in the public domain, and almost every product ever has their own version. There's
Yes.
a lot that can be done. And we can all dream of other entities. Harry Potter, Star Wars, Jurassic Park, you name it, it can be part of it.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be cool if Harry Potter, Star Wars, and Jurassic Park were public domain. Keep going.
One day, that is. I can't wait to see the wonderful things that they can do with those products.
Okay, so already we're off to a bum start here because it's very, very possible to use stuff that are not public domain creatively without paying royalties. Like Family Guy. Family Guy has a full-on adaptation of the Star Wars films, and they are able to get away with it because it's fair use. Because it's satire.
That doesn't mean that those products at present are in the public domain. I do believe that public domain is an important tool, and it would be idiotic to remove. If you were to remove it, someone could then murder you and steal the idea.
Okay, wait, what? Okay, that one slipped past me. We gotta go back. What the fuck?
One day, that is. I can't wait to see the wonderful things that they can do with those products. That doesn't mean that those products at present are in the public domain. I do believe that public domain is an important tool, and it would be idiotic to remove. If you were to remove it, someone could then murder you and steal the idea.
Okay, so if we didn't have the concept of a public domain, someone could murder you and steal your idea. How does that work? How does that work? Like, this seems like a bastardization of an argument that I've had a long time ago. Like, I argued a long time ago that your work should end up in the public domain as soon as you're dead, like, not a second later. And, like, some idiot on the internet responded to me, well, and that's the case, somebody could just kill you and then they'll be able to use all of your ideas. This sounds like a very bastardized interpretation of that argument.
As long as they weren't caught in murdering you. Yes, people have protested removing public domain in the past.
People have protested removing the public domain. Who that's not a corporation has ever protested removing the public domain? What? This is gonna this is gonna get stupider and stupider as we go along. By the way,
Why is that? Well, because of the internet being, well, the internet. Well,
I've always defended the internet's Ryan Kraleski.
not just the internet, as Adult Swim made
Thank you for the donation.
Mickey Mouse humping for one of their bumpers. We gotta get rid of this thing so that my childhood won't be ruined forever.
Okay, so this is obviously a straw man argument, but like the public domain, like nobody alive today is grown up with Alice in Wonderland when it was new. Like the original book, or at this point, we're getting to the point where even the Disney film.
All works will eventually have their copyright expired.
That is not correct. Peter Pan legally belongs to that children's hospital for all time. It is written into the thing. It will never be in the public domain in England.
Even if it takes centuries. But there's a major reason for why the public domain at present is fucked.
Oh, the public domain is fucked. Okay, let's see why.
In the previous Animation Absolutism episode, I talked about how Walt lost his
Thank you for the donation. Yes.
intellectual rights to Oswald. Well, let's just say that Disney, the corporation, has kind of taken the defense too far. But we'll get to the corporation specifics later in this video. First, the problem when the internet gets something quote-unquote legalized.
What's the problem when the internet gets something legalized? Good question. Good question.
They try to be as edgy as possible.
Okay.
Last year, when Winnie the Pooh became part of the public domain, many people took advantage of this and tried to make their own versions of it. Like, you
I know of one person who's done that, okay?
probably think like original cute stories or expand more upon this world. You're stupid. No, we got to make it a fucking horror story. Also, there's a version where Winnie the Pooh is blackface and sounds like Donald Trump.
What?
More upon this world. You're stupid. No, we got to make it a fucking horror story. Also, there's a version where Winnie the Pooh is blackface and
That's not black, that's purple. That's purple. I'll be right back. I need to I need to let that one process. What the fuck, dude? Okay. I don't even know what kind of Winnie the Pooh thing this is. It's about to get worse, Broly. It's about to get worse. Star Giant Productions detransitioned.
Sounds like Donald Trump. Yes, these came out last year. If you only care about the
Thank you for the donation.
public domain to make horror parodies, fuck off!
If you only care about the public domain to make horror. Okay, so there's this video game called American McGee's Alice, based on the story Alice in Wonderland. It is a horror, well, not a parody, but it's a horror version, and it is one of my favorite adaptations of the story because it's very dark, but it's very interesting.
That is not what the point of the system is for.
Okay, I mean, no.
It's so that people can make their own versions of the work based on the original idea.
No. It does not have to be an expanded adaptation of the original idea.
Original good ideas. In the case of Mickey, it doesn't really make sense to make it into a horror, because someone already did that 7 years ago in a video game called Bendy and the Ink Machine.
Bendy and the Ink Machine is not based on Disney, it's based on Fleischer.
Basically, they were characters that were parodies of Mickey Mouse, but it's about the guys trying to kill their version of Walt in question. Oh, but this time it will use the actual characters. Does it really make it better? Try that for any real-life horror parody video game. Would you prefer if Doki Doki Literature Club was just the actual dating simulator games that base itself on, but...
Okay, this is... Okay, we have to... What? I kind of tuned out there for a second.
Version of Walt in question. Oh, but this time it will use the actual characters. Does it really make it better? Try that for any real-life horror parody video game. Would you prefer if Doki Doki Literature Club was just the actual dating simulator games that base itself on, but creepypasta? Would
Doki Doki Literature Club is not an adaptation. Like, it's not a parody or an adaptation. And fun fact, a lot of people do like what Doki Doki Literature Club was deconstructing. That's why it's a deconstruction.
you prefer if Baldi's Basics was just the original educational games, but creepypasta?
What? What is this point?
Would you prefer if Five Nights at Freddy's was just the actual Chuck E. Cheese, but creepypasta?
I mean, like, isn't Baldi's Basics like one of those education games just with a creepy edge? Like, isn't that what he is saying it is?
Turning a product into horror is a stupid idea to use the public domain for.
No, I mean, to be fair, it is overdone, but it is absolutely possible, especially because Dracula is public domain. Frankenstein is public domain. And while Dracula is a horror story, Frankenstein is science fiction. So any adaptation of Frankenstein that's not science fiction and is instead horror is turning a public domain adaptation into horror.
The advantage of the public domain is to take characters in real life that do nothing but collect dust and
Characters in real life, okay.
in their tiny boxes, open them up, and use them in new beautiful adventures.
Okay, like, you're gonna need to elaborate on this point.
Unfortunately, public domain doesn't always work in certain scenarios. I'll talk about the YouTube landscape. Classical
No, Bendy was based on pleasure. Like, there's a whole game theory video about it.
music, for example, gets claimed all the time on YouTube.
Okay, I need to go back a little.
Educational gains, but creepypasta? Would you prefer if Five Nights at Freddy's was just the actual Chuck E. Cheese, but creepypasta? Turning a product into horror is a stupid idea to use the public domain for. The advantage of the public domain is to take characters in real life that do nothing but collect dust and wait in their tiny boxes, open them up, and use them in new beautiful adventures. Unfortunately, public domain doesn't always work in certain scenarios. I'll talk about the YouTube landscape.
Public, okay, please tell me how public domain doesn't work in the YouTube ecosystem.
Classical music, for example, gets claimed all the time on YouTube, despite...
That's because you're not using public domain works. Like, here's the fun thing. Moonlight Sonata is a public domain song. Someone's performance of Moonlight Sonata is not a public domain. That's why you're getting claimed. You cannot use the London Philharmonic version of classical songs because they have the copyright to it. Thank you for the donation. Absolutely.
It being allowed for public domain, a work that you can use and gain money from it. What we can see happen with better public domain laws is people fixing bad ideas.
Okay, so there was no tangent here. There was no like. Okay, we go from people are badly using public domain. If the laws were better, people could fix bad ideas. Okay. I mean, The Great Gatsby is now public domain, and I haven't seen anyone fix that one yet, so let's keep moving on here.
Brace for yourself for some big brain ideas.
Oh! Everyone, brace yourselves. Ryan Krolewski is going to give us some big brain ideas. And we immediately transition to Harry Potter. Okay. Well, yeah, the VOD will be saved.
I watched Harry Potter
I bet you could do it, Jordan.
for the first time ever a week ago.
Okay, let's go back a little.
Some bad ideas. Brace for yourself for some big brain ideas. I watched Harry Potter for the first time ever a week ago.
Oh, that's your first problem. You should be reading the book, not watching the movie.
And I had problems with it. For
Yeah, that's why.
stars, it takes 40 fucking minutes to get to Hogwarts.
Yeah, and it takes 9 chapters in the book.
The events prior show Harry being severely abused in a non-comedic way that just puts me on edge. It was one of the hardest things to stomach in a long time.
Like the entire genre medium of children's literature is filled with parents and guardians like this. Like, it's par for the fucking course. Like Cinderella. This guy would cry his eyes out if you ever forced him to watch Matilda.
The excuse that people give me is probably because the ancient magic that protected Harry from Voldemort as long as he called the residence of a blood relative home. Harry had a small family, so they had no other choice. Even then, the point is to see him rise from the abuse to become something great. See, the defense that is given to me is not thinking fourth dimensionally. What you stated is...
Somebody please go back in time and tell him that this is not what fourth dimensionally means. Like, can we do that? Can we do that? Can we do that? Can we go back in time and tell him that that's not what fourth dimensionally means?
Just a bunch of mush. Because the truth is that this is something that can easily be rewritten.
Something could easily be rewritten. Does this man know how fiction works? Do you know how fiction works? Like, virtually anything in any book ever can be rewritten, yes.
This is something that J.K. Rowling wrote that should have been changed into movie adaptation for.
Yeah, and you know what? Maybe maybe Sauron's ring shouldn't have been evil and corrupted people. Like, conflict is required in a story. Unless you really want to watch a troll in Central Park. Conflict is important. And not every single medium, most medium, is not going to be happy, bubbly sunshine.
Because this shit is gross 23 years later.
Like, I mean, obviously the Dursleys are abusive and horrible, but like in terms of the medium, like this is nowhere near the worst that you'd ever experience in a children's story. I'm sorry.
Also, not helping the film's case is that the character in film knows that Harry's family is abusive.
Yes, and this is a plot hole that everyone else brings up ever. You're not new here.
Albus, do you really think it's safe? Leaving him with these people. I've watched them all day. They're the worst sort of muggles imaginable. They really are.
The only family he has.
Oh, we need Harry to stay alive, so we're gonna put him in an environment where a certain group of people could easily kill him, or Harry can commit suicide to get out of the abuse.
Harry... What? What?
Or a certain group of people could easily kill him, or Harry could commit suicide to get out of the abuse.
Harry is with the Dursleys so he doesn't get killed. Like, that's the excuse the thing gives. He's at the Dursleys so he doesn't get killed. Like, that's how the protection spell works. And like, if the Dursleys do kill Harry, they go to jail. That's how it works.
They even state in the letters from the owl that they know that Harry lives in the cupboard cramp.
Yes.
Why does no one from Hogwarts call CPS if they know that it's bad
Why does the... Like, this is, like... It, like, in the second book and the movie, one of the guys who works with the magical government doesn't know the purpose of a rubber duck. Do some fucking research. Oh yeah, that's right. The story takes place in England.
How? Also, at least when Cinderella was locked up, she could stand and walk in her room. I think.
Ah, yes, that makes it totally okay for Lady Tremaine to lock Cinderella up in the tower because she has enough space to walk and move around. But on the flip side, Harry does have these, like, night toys that he can play with. Cinderella don't got any of that, Ryan.
I know why they put the dumb in Dumbledore. This
Okay.
is just an idea off the top of my head, but why not have Harry live at Hogwarts?
That's already addressed. They didn't want him to be... They didn't want him to get super ego because he would be famous for doing nothing. Like... Don't think it's a good excuse, that's fair enough, but that's the excuse that they came up with.
Have Dumbledore or Hagrid take care of him. Protect him from Voldemort. Have him grow up there.
Hogwarts was a great defense. That's why it was captured and corrupted in books 5 to 7.
And then one year, he meets Ron and Hermione and tries to befriend them. Boom. You solve that issue and cut the Dudleys out entirely. I understand why...
Wait, did you call them the...
room? I think I know why they put the dumb in Dumbledore. This is just an idea off the top of my head, but why not have Harry live at Hogwarts? Have Dumbledore or Hagrid take care of him. Protect him from Voldemort. Have him grow up there. And then one year, he meets Ron and Hermione and tries to befriend them. Boom. You solve that issue and cut the Dudleys out entirely.
The Dudleys. The Dudleys. The Dudleys. Like, this is why we read the book, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we read the book. The Dudleys. The Dudleys. Like, even if you're watching the movie, you don't make the mistake.
I understand why people are fine with the current story. It's to show Harry rising up. But I don't know. Sending him back to live with them, I think is too much. Even
Remember when this video was about the public domain?
if we can't
Thank you for the donation. Yes.
agree on this, can we at least agree that the goblin Jewish stereotype is bad? That's up there with Peter Pan with the Native Americans with their awful What Makes the Red Man Red song. When they
I'm not even going to touch that one. I just know that Ryan is not one to call out racism. Considering that he called a purple Pooh Bear thing blackface earlier in this very video.
a work of fiction gets to be in the public domain, you can easily fix their mistakes.
You've heard of this new invention, right? It's called fan fiction.
But because of current law, Harry Potter won't be part of the public domain until anywhere between 2100 and 2200.
Okay, so I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. I'm going to let you in on a very little secret not many people know about. Harry Potter won't be in the public domain for a very, very long time, yes. You want to know what you could do? You can write another story about a magical school. That's entirely legal, and no one's going to say you can't. Seriously. Thank you for the donation. I think he gave me a heart attack. My God.
I hope you enjoy those awful stereotypes for another century because that shit ain't going anywhere. Public domain is also great to stop ongoing stories that take forever to tell what it wants to state.
Public domain is great for taking on... What? Okay. This part tripped me up too in the first time I watched this video. I did preview this video. Like, I need to listen to that point
Native
again.
Americans with their awful What
Not
Makes
the-
the Red Man Red
not this
song.
one. Thank you for the donation.
When a work of fiction gets to be in the public domain, you can easily fix their mistakes. But because of current law, Harry Potter won't be part of the public domain until anywhere between 2100 and 2200.
Okay.
I hope you enjoy those awful stereotypes for another century because that shit ain't going anywhere.
I mean, because they've gotten so much backlash, I'm pretty sure the new Harry Potter series is going to do something to address those. Because there are other ways to influence a creative work than just redoing it yourself. Like, they are making a new Harry Potter series. It's probably not gonna have the goblins. Just throwing that out there for you.
Public domain is also great to stop ongoing stories that take forever to tell what it wants to state.
Public domain is great for stopping ongoing stories that take forever. What the fuck are you talking about? The longest pieces of literature in the English language are in the public domain. Like, do you know how long War and Peace is? Fun fact, the longest piece of literature ever written, like, the longest piece of literature ever written is a Loud House fanfiction. Like, I'm not even joking. Like... There's also this thing in the public domain called the Canterbury Tales. It was never finished because the guy who was writing it died before he could finish it. And ever since it was written, a bunch of people have tried to continue and finish it. So from every angle, this is the stupidest point that I've ever heard.
It's like watching someone stutter. Speaking of
Like, yeah, it's like watching someone stutter. You're one to fucking talk.
watching things for the first time ever, I started watching One Piece a week ago.
Oh no, he's mentioning One Piece.
I'm 8 dozen episodes in. More or less 1% done with the show since this show has over 1,000 episodes.
Uh-huh, you're nowhere close, dude. Thank you for the donation.
I'm watching this show because one of my editors asked me to watch it, and this was how I was going to be paying them.
I think we need a minute to process that. Like, this is picture proof. Like, this is why Sage Froppy has allied with this doofus. He's editing for a groomer to get the groomer to watch One Piece. Like what the fuck? Like, what the fuck?
They weren't gonna get actual money, but me promising to watch the show and give, like, some reviews. My biggest issue with the show so far is that it tells a total of 5 episodes of content, but it takes 12 episodes to do that.
I believe there's actually, like, you didn't hear this from me, but I hear there's actually a version of the One Piece anime out there made by fans that, like, cuts out all of the filler and truncates it a lot. So, if you know what that is, maybe look for it, maybe you'll find it.
So much filler and slow pacing is shown in this. There are times when the episode just ends at random. Like, I expected to do
You know what a continual story is, right?
some kind of fight as what an episode implies, but then it just ends right there before the fight begins.
That's called a cliffhanger. It's common in narrative storytelling.
Even though most other shows
Sage Froppy is Ryan's editor, or was. I don't know what they're doing right now.
would have had the fight and then end the episode. This is 4.5 hours wasted. Honestly, the pacing being shit I hate more than any change that 4Kids could have ever done. And keep in mind, I like the story that One Piece is telling. I even like the characters, but how it's conveyed is just bad.
Okay, so who's the worst guy on One Piece here? Ryan Kurleski or Jello Apocalypse? Just curious. No, we're still looking for the Dexter's Lab one.
The writing is not good. And if you want to know why I hate this, look at High Guardian Spice.
Okay, that's a transition. If you want to know why I hate One Piece, look at High Guardian Spice. Okay. Okay,
Same length as the first 12 episodes of One Piece.
yeah, 12 episodes of the show is the same length of 12 episodes of One Piece. That is accurate.
High Guardian Spice also is a show with 12 episodes, but with only 5 episodes of actual content.
No, High Guardian Spice is about 3 episodes of
And
content.
it fills itself with non-funny or entertaining filler that is just boring. Speaking of characters...
Why do I hate One Piece? Here's another show that I also hate because it has the same problem. What is this point?
collecting dust, look how many shows that have background characters doing nothing. Or main/secondary characters doing nothing. And if you think what I'm saying is an asshole, real people have made spin-offs with their main/secondary characters. Cleveland from Family Guy and Ronnie Ann from The Loud House
And that worked oh so well.
each got their own spin-off shows on the same network while the original show is still airing. In the summer of 2013,
Yeah, and neither of them did so well. What's your point?
a YouTuber named Jan Animations once made an animation called Button's Adventure, where he used a character from the show My Little Pony Friendship is Magic that was only on screen in a random episode for 2 seconds.
But this one's too young.
Because of the current public domain laws, he legally was not allowed to do that.
Sure. I think he got a cease and desist because it was too close to the original.
And so 9 months later, Hasbro, the owner of MLP, sent Jan a cease and desist.
Oh, I thought when you got a cease and desist that meant you were sued, because Ryan keeps claiming that Julia Vickerman sued him even though all she did was send him a cease and desist.
If Jan didn't get a C&D, he would have made a miniseries about this character. But that does beg the question, why didn't Hasbro do something with the character?
Because Hasbro is not the creative force behind Friendship is Magic.
People did care about this character, and probably would have given Hasbro money to see the character more. They probably really wanted to see him more in the show. But all that he ever was used for was just that episode for 2 seconds, and then appeared in a later episode for 15 seconds.
Like, he hasn't seen, like, this point really, like, this point here, I'm just gonna say it. I sat through and watched every single episode of Adventure Time. Adventure Time did exactly what he wants for Friendship is Magic. And that was my biggest problem with Adventure Time. where they would just use every single fucking character for everything. And it became an incoherent mess at points.
Just as a cameo playing the game and attending a wedding in the episode Slice of Life.
Focus is important in a show.
Most corporations do jack shit to their characters because it's easier.
Most corporations do jack shit for their characters because it's easier. Incorrect! This man has never seen a Marvel movie in his life, where every single wayward superhero has been milked to hell and back.
Legally speaking, Button's mother was not from the show, so Jan could do something with the
No, because it's too show accurate.
mother, but because of the lawsuit, he rather just move on from MLP as a
Let's not talk about Julia Vickerman. I don't want to get into that debate here.
and work on original stuff. Side note, he could have also done Button's Adventure in a totally different art style, as long as the art style didn't look like the actual show. But once again, he'd rather not deal with that. Of course, Jan could pay Hasbro thousands upon thousands of dollars to use this character, but I'm pretty sure that he doesn't have the funds for it.
Didn't Double Rainboom actually get, like, permission, and they were just a bunch of college kids doing it? Like, they did get permission, right? I mean, they must have, because it would have been C&D'd if they didn't. Like, Snowdrop and Dusk's Dawn both used entirely original characters, so they would have been fine. But I'm pretty sure Dusk's Dawn got actual permission, and I don't think they paid for anything.
It's the same reason why I never made a 1001 Animations You Must Watch Before You Die book. A parody of 1001 video games you must
That's not a parody. That's not what a parody is.
play before you die.
Oh, so this is an idea that you took from me. You took this from me.
And 1001 movies you must see before you die. It's because each of the 1001 animations I would have to pay someone the legal right to use.
No. This is a concept called fair use. Dumbass. Like I have a book. I have like a bunch of books here, like 1001 movies. Like they put a list of 1001 movies in this book. They did not pay, like, even to use the pictures because it's fair use. It's fair use.
And all it takes is one simple no for me to not use it. There is a loophole to all of this, though. The internet.
The internet in and of itself is not a loophole to copyright.
You see, you're probably wondering if all these laws exist, why the fuck can I see this fucking shit on the internet? Like, it's near daily to see it all online. And I know that these people...
What show are we talking about specifically again? Harry Potter, High Garden Spice, One Piece, Friendship is Magic.
don't own these characters, and some of these people have dedicated
Yeah, Bud's Adventure was on the internet.
their lives and identities to these parodies. So if it's illegal, why can I see it all on the internet? It's because of the parody law. This
Fair use. Don't call it a parody law. Also, just the internet. Like what? Like I want to say who the fuck wrote this, but I know who wrote this.
is mostly an American thing. I hope you all know.
No, fair use is pretty fucking universal. Like, America has a fair use law because we literally copy and pasted it from England's copyright law, you dipshit.
That this entire video, and by extension the series, covers mainly American law and aspects. A YouTuber like SMG4 can use content from Nintendo with them creating parody work.
You say that, and then Nintendo went and just DMCA'd all of the Gary's Mod Nintendo content.
I can show any clip that I want as long as it falls under fair use. Of course, what is
You can't just blatantly make that argument. It very much depends.
hard to determine is the amount. A company like Studio Ghibli won't want you using more than 5 seconds of their content.
Studio Ghibli doesn't want you using any of their content. Because they're in Japan where like fair use isn't really a thing. It just takes 5 seconds for the copyright thing to be tripped.
At the time. Meanwhile, Hasbro will content ID claim no matter what just so they can gain money. There are many versions and visions and viewpoints from companies on content ID claims. Surprisingly, despite Disney's harsh nature on copyright, they are one of the nicer companies on YouTube.
That actually does track. I don't think I've ever had an actual copyright problem with Disney that lasted more than a few days. With the exception of the music in their videos.
I never got any claims from them ever when it comes to their visuals, only ever their songs. Which
Yeah, because like UMG, I think, licensed a lot of their music.
makes sense since songs are the hardest thing to put on YouTube as well as anime. SMG4 can even sell merch on his characters. However, he can't sell any of the Nintendo
Yeah, this is Ryan's room.
characters like Mario and Luigi since they aren't public domain characters. This is why SMG4 himself changed his appearance a couple of years back, because his original OC looked too much like Mario,
Oh my god, it's Mobro Studio. He became blue.
whereas the new updated design is more of a original character. I did something similar.
Why exactly was he showing us a statue of the Splatoon? Like, what does that have to do with anything?
My original Witch OC was kind of looking like a Little Witch Academia character.
It's called a reference. That's completely allowed.
Now I have an original Witch design.
A purple witch outfit is not a copyrightable idea.
I can't sell the old one, but the current new one, if I wanted to do merchandise, and I wouldn't mind doing that.
Okay, so this is the weirdest thing. Like, there does exist a Star Giant Productions t-shirt. He never sold it. He just made one to have one for himself.
I could sell this. What about pirated websites? Those don't follow fair use, safe harbor, parody, or public domain.
No shit. That's why it's piracy.
This is a bit difficult to explain, but let me take a
Okay, explain to me why pirate websites don't fall under fair use.
shot. Corporations rather go after big entities than small individual people.
Corporations go after everybody.
See, when you post to something like YouTube or DeviantArt, you usually don't gain any money from it, unless it is strictly a paid thing.
What the fuck are you talking about?
So corporations don't really give a shit
What the hell are you talking? This is literally the opposite of reality.
about that. You're probably wondering why
Like, I posted, like, flat-out reviews, and I've had, like, actual companies come, like, straight at me. Instead of, like, the pirate websites. Like the Pixel Pinky thing. Like, you could easily find clips of that I think they're all uploaded to YouTube, actually. Nowadays. But now, no, go after the guy who just reviewed an episode.
people that create pieces of work on the internet, though. I mean, it's not like it's immune to this. Works like Button Mash and Fighting Is Magic have been taken down in the past. The internet is in this phase called the Wild West.
No, dude. We are past the Wild West of the internet. Things are relatively settled now.
The internet started January 1st, 1983.
Publicly, the public internet started in the 90s.
Meaning that it's only 41 years old. That's young in the grand scheme of things. Websites like YouTube only started in 2005, less than 20 years ago. Half of the internet's existence at this point. A lot of these websites can exist because of this law called Safe Harbor.
Safe Harbor is an exception, not an actual law.
Basically, it states that anything can be posted to YouTube as long as the copyright holder in question has the ability to take it down. Other forms like
Hello. So, chat, you think that if he was still online today, he'd be doing all of his research with ChatGPT? Like, do you think that would be what he'd be doing research on these days?
ID started in late 2007. That way people when uploading wouldn't get instant strikes from random corporations. Oddly enough, when this thing first started on YouTube, the only option that a corporation did have was just strike it. They couldn't gain any money off it. It was just strike this or just leave it alone. See, Paramount, called Viacom at the time.
Okay, my brain melted again. Paramount, called Viacom at the time. No, Paramount is like, I don't know which, but one of them owns the other. They're not the same. They've never been the exact what? Paramount called Viacom at the time. Oh, I haven't laughed that long in a long time. Trying to not die. Yeah, Viacom is the parent company. Or vice versa.
2007 was the first company to try to take down YouTube for copyright infringement. Because they didn't want shows like SpongeBob to be on a platform that they couldn't own. They did this so well that in 2015 they made their own alt channels to try to showcase on YouTube that the system is broken. They failed, and YouTube won a lawsuit. If they lost, then YouTube would have had to pay Viacom $1 billion back in 2007. Remember, this lawsuit ran for 8 years. Speaking of My Little Pony, another advantage that
It is winter. It's a soda can. I don't drink beer.
public domain law can do is fix limited ideologies.
Okay, what happened? What happened? I tuned out for a second, and then we jumped to Mars.
their own alt channels to try to showcase on
Oh wait, this is Emp Lemon's footage. Oh god, stealing from other YouTubers, Ryan.
YouTube that the system is broken. They failed, and YouTube won a lawsuit. If they lost, then YouTube would have had to pay Viacom $1 billion.
I'm going to guess that Emp Lemon, whatever videos comes with, it talked about what Ryan's talking about, but talking about it a lot fucking better.
Back in 2007. Remember, this lawsuit ran for 8 years.
I don't think that's accurate.
Speaking of My Little Pony, another advantage that public domain law can do is fix limited ideologies.
Speaking of public domain law, another thing... Speaking of My Little Pony, another thing public domain law can do is fix limited ideologies. What the fuck does that statement mean? What the fuck does that statement mean?
This might take a while to explain.
Yes, accurate. This will take a while to explain. Please explain it.
The biggest example of this is LGBTQ plus representation.
Okay. I feel like this video has been mashed in a blender. What?
In many stories, a lot of creators are limited to showcasing LGBTQ plus representation
Okay.
because of other laws not public domain related. Or
At least in the United States, it has nothing to do with the law.
just terrible work environments. Remember, all of the works that I'm going to mention aren't in the public domain.
Okay, well, this video is about the public domain, so go
And the
on.
earliest that each one will be in the public domain won't be until the next century, if we're lucky. What you usually get when it comes to rep is a term known as last-minute representation.
Okay.
This occurred in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. The show showed
I have no idea.
no open LGBTQ plus representation for the first 8 seasons.
Okay.
In the 9th/final season, they showed a couple in the background proposing that you would have to pause to see. It's not good rep. Scootaloo, who most people, including myself, thought was an orphan for the first 8 seasons of the show, is finally shown to have parents in the final season. And she also had 2 aunts taking care of her. But because it's a gay
I mean, Apple Bloom and Applejack are orphans, and that was addressed in the show.
couple, Hasbro felt obligated to not show them until the very end. Then again, this is the same show that thought that queens were evil until Frozen changed everything and said, no, queens can be good now.
What?
None of the straights had to hide their families, but why did the gays have to hide? Jack and Rainbow Dash are supposed to be a married couple, but we get no proof of that beyond the guy in charge of the show confirming it on Twitter. A better written story would show this publicly and not need the creator to confirm it. Despite the fact that Pinkie Pie is shown to be married with no metaphors or needing to bury your gays, but it's okay because she's straight, and as long
Okay, what does this have to do with the public domain, sir? Please, can you explain to me what My Little Pony not having LGBT representation has to do with the public domain? Because, please explain this to me. I'm very confused.
as you're straight, we can market you better. Except for June's Pride Month, when we purposely only market to gay people. Steven Universe, despite having a gay wedding, is with the gems and not the human characters.
What? Thank you for... I don't remember that, Crimson. Okay, so...
Star vs. the Forces of Evil resorts to background gays. She-Ra, I Want to Punch in the Face, who are fantasizing abuse as gay rep.
When did you get so weak?
I've never seen She-Ra. I have no context.
What do you want? An apology? You're not getting one.
Voltron Flower fucking killed one of their gay characters
I also have no context here.
because drama. Despite DreamWorks actually telling them to not do that, and then people in real life try to blame DreamWorks for doing this, when in reality DreamWorks actually didn't want that to happen. It was just the creators that did. I want to state that there is good rep in the West.
Okay.
Craig of the Creek off the top of my head.
Please don't talk about Craig of the Creek, Ryan. I don't want to hear your opinion on it.
Joseph Molly McGee, Family Guy, yes, really, Arthur, early Simpsons, Dead End Paranormal Park, and technically Steven Universe Future. Fuck, Loud House had good rep at first. Fucking Strawberry Shortcake
Oh, she's taking talking points from Lily Orchard now. Okay.
had good rep.
As a transberry, I love living out loud as my most authentic self. And I wanted to dress as bold and unique as I am, which, let's face it, is a tall order.
I don't know much for anime, but
So, speaking... Okay, so, like... What does this have to do with the public domain? Nothing. Nothing at all. Like, speaking of the public domain, like, you ever read the Wizard of Oz series, like the Oz series? Like, there is a character in the Oz series who goes through an actual gender swap. Like, way back in the day, like, this was written in the 1910s or 20s. Like, there was a lot of commentary on gender in those books. So, like, back when it was written. So, like, what's your point, Ryan? What's your point?
let's go over what I know off the top of my head. We'll
Let's go over what I know off the top of my head. 0 things.
talk about 2 shows, Azumanga Daioh and Madoka Magica. When it
Oh,
comes
fucking hell, no.
to Azumanga Daioh, there's a girl named Carolyn that's flat out gay. She has a fantasy of marrying someone with rainbow streaks across the sky.
I hope we're good partners. Mr. Cocky, Mr. Cocky, Mr. Cocky, Mr. Cocky.
I'm nervous about these clips because it's anime and probably gonna get this whole thing copyright struck.
Oh, our hands, our hands.
Thank you for the donation. Yes, like, he does fetishize lesbians specifically.
But for whatever reason, she's not allowed to really be on screen to show her relationship with Sakaki. At times,
I have literally no context here. I've never seen the show either.
Sakaki, I don't think, knows she exists. And the show wants to show her more with this creepy-ass teacher than with the girl of her dreams.
Are you having fun yet, Karen?
Only my friends can call me that.
Show me sapphic women, damn it! Public domain
What the fuck did you say?
can also be used by other people to demonstrate updated terms and ideologies.
Public domain can be used to show updated... okay. Sure.
In olden times, people used the word queer as a slur. I
Yes.
didn't realize it stopped being a slur until last year.
Apparently that's debatable.
I'm sorry that I didn't know that. I only thought it was still a slur because my family used it on gay people because they are homophobes.
What does this have to do with anything? Like, some people are okay with this term, other people aren't. Like, what are we talking about here? Generally speaking, to most people these days, it doesn't seem to be a slur. What does this have to do with public domain?
Not to mention that there were shows in the 90s and 2000s that I watched growing up that used it as a slur.
Yes, okay.
The toughest names we had. Now they're just you.
Queer?
Yeah, and that's another thing. I resent you people using that word. That's our word for making fun of you.
Hey, that's not a girl!
It's Enrico Palazzo!
No, it's not! It's one of them queerosexuals! Get him!
Sometimes the rep could be this way.
Did that point have anything to do with anything? Anything with anything? So, in 1998, there was this video game release called Baldur's Gate. One of your first companions in the game is called Imoen. One of her occasional sound bites is that she calls you queer. Again and again and again. Is that relevant? Is that relevant? Is that relevant?
because the creator didn't get their priorities straight. Madoka Magica, spoilers by the
You spoiled all the other shit. Why are we spoiling? Why do you care about now?
way. Well, Madoka Magica is a series about a girl named Homura Akemi who has the ability to control time.
Yes, the one that you had a picture of your avatar fucking. Let's continue.
She keeps looping the same month that she is in to save the love of her life from becoming a witch or death. She does this 100 times,
Okay.
implying that she did this for 12 years.
Oh, so Madoka Magica is about someone who is mentally in their 20s trying to hook up with a 14-year-old. Okay, Ryan.
After the 100th time, the curse is broken, but the girl that she loves, Madoka, becomes a god and leaves Homura. It looked like the series ended on a happy note, but a couple of years later, we got the movie Rebellion, a direct sequel to the series. This is definitely a future animation review for the record.
Good luck with that. Thank you for the donation.
Maybe even as an essay, but what I want to mention is the ending. So Homura rips Madoka's godhood from her normal self, and
Thank you for the donation. Yes.
Homura becomes god then and resets the universe. What is the reason for this? Well, according to Homura,
I remembered why I repeated time and suffered over and over. My feelings for Madoka. Something you can't understand, Incubator. It is the pinnacle of all human emotion. More passionate than hope, much deeper than despair. Love.
despite this lesbian doing this for love and being open about being in love with Madoka, the
Loving someone is not the same thing as being in love with someone, Ryan.
co-creator of this, Gan Uebachi, in an interview in 2013 when asked, is Homer in love with Madoka? And he said,
Probably.
what the fuck do you mean probably? Homer flat out said that she loves Madoka.
Being in love with someone is not the same thing as loving someone, Ryan.
She reset the entire fucking universe just so that she doesn't have to lose her ever again.
You know, some parents would do that for their child, Ryan.
She even said I, the strongest Japanese word for love. Public domain could allow different interpretations of characters, and
So can fan art.
in a more modern world, we could do better representation. Unless, of course, you're fine
Once again, I point you to the Wizard of Oz series.
with the whole Sarah Moon Cousins thing. M! Jen was also asked, why did you choose to portray a homosexual love? And he said, I don't think it is that special. A really strong friendship turns into a love-like relationship without the sexual attraction in their case. Homura deserves way more fireworks than Carolyn because Hama is
Okay, now, of course you know your fan fiction. You're writing fan fiction here on the cheap seats.
way more open about being a lesbian than Carolyn. We'll see later this year if Madoka Magic.
This is stupid meme. Like, make my ship canon, or I'm gonna bitch about you on the internet and call you all kinds of names. Like that is literally the meme.
Answers more about the LGBTQ plus representation in the Walpurgisnacht film. Is this queer baiting? I don't know. I think it's open enough for people to realize that Homura is gay for Madoka, which is definitely good, but that interview kind of gives the opposite ideology. Queer
Like, the man is the creator. I don't know.
baiting is a marketing technique for fiction and entertainment in which creators hint at, but not do depict, same-sex romance or other LGBTQ plus representation.
I've already had 3 aneurysms.
Even though to me these two clearly should marry because of love. Either Jen is
They should marry. They're 14, Ryan. They are 14. That's a little bit young to be getting married. Just saying that.
trolling, or this is based on
Speaking of which, a lot of 14-year-olds say that their love is the most passionate love ever, only to get broken up with a week later.
an ideology in Japan from the 1930s about how a lesbian love is actually a childlike platonic phase and not sexual. When, for me, I think these two should be together forever in a lesbian way.
Why would you make this video and release it publicly on the internet? What? Like, please, like, you can't tell me that this isn't just fetishization. Like you can't. I think it's about the public domain. I think.
I suppose this does segue into a different topic in the...
Like, me and some of the others go back and forth on what Ryan's worst non-drama video is. This is close to the top. It's not the worst. I'd also be talking about the worst tonight, but we don't have time. But we'll do it next time. That one is like 45 fucking minutes. This one is 30.
Public domain. Creators. In a Ren and Stimpy commentary back in 2005, John...
Oh no, we're talking about John K. now. Why would you do such a thing?
K talked about how only the creators of a product should determine the soul of a character.
Yes, and then he made Adult Party cartoon, and everyone realized he lost his fucking mind.
One of the more minor reasons to hate him, to be as nice as I can be.
Don't mention minors and John Crickfalusi in the same sentence, please.
He too was someone that also wouldn't fully commit to LGBTQ plus rep.
He was a cartoonist in the 1990s, working on children's programming. What do you mean, don't commit?
So according to him...
Also, in Adult Party cartoon, Ren and Stimpy were an out-and-out gay couple.
He can only create Ren and Stimpy, and I guess by his logic, suppose the awful people...
Has the worst animations... No, it has not. Thank you for the donation.
Like Shady Vox can only voice Button Mash. Depending on the viewer, some people prefer Ren and Stimpy after John K. left, while others thought it was better when he was on board. I myself have not seen much on Ren and Stimpy.
Then why are you talking about it? Like, for a video like this, you don't have to see the whole series, but you need to be familiar with it.
And this documentary is supposed to be neutral, so I'm not gonna give my...
Very correct, Charmand.
Opinion here, even though, yes, I do give my opinion at certain points, but I try my best not to.
Wait, what? We need to repeat that statement.
He can only create Ren and Stimpy, and I guess by his logic, suppose the awful people like Shady Vox can only voice Button Mash.
Thank you for the donation. No, I don't think he has.
Depending on the viewer, some people prefer Ren and Stimpy after John K. left, while others thought it was better when he was on board. I myself have not seen much on Ren and Stimpy, and this documentary is supposed to be neutral.
This documentary is supposed to be neutral, okay.
So I'm not going to give my opinion here.
No, not that far back.
He can only create Ren and Stimpy, and I guess by his logic, suppose the awful people like Shady Vox can only voice Button Mash. Depending on the viewer, some people prefer Ren and Stimpy after John K. left, while others thought it was better when he was on board. I myself have not seen much on Ren and Stimpy, and this documentary is supposed to be neutral.
This documentary is supposed to be neutral. This is why you've been saying what you personally wanted to do with Harry Potter, One Piece, and Madoka Magica. Right. In a video like this, like, it's an opinion piece. Like, it's an opinion piece by definition.
So I'm not going to give my opinion here, even though, yes, I do give my opinion at certain points, but...
Okay.
I try my best not to.
Then you have failed at that endeavor.
I try to be as neutral as I can be. But in my eyes, bad people shouldn't be allowed to own their rights to a product.
Bad people should not be able to own the rights to their product. Ryan Kraleski, define a bad person, please. For the courtroom, define a bad person. Because, like, in the history we're talking about, LGBT people were considered bad people just on the face of it. Like...
Are you fine with Butch Hartman trying to retcon Very Odd Parents with the Halloween dog, or Danny Phantom saying that the ghosts were real people, or something along those lines? Are you fine with him doing this for all of eternity? Well,
all eternity. He's gonna die eventually, Ryan.
about J.K. Rowling with her teleporting feces shit.
That's what you brought up when it comes to J.K. Rowling. Okay.
I suppose there's the Vivzy Pop current situation. There are people
I don't even...
claiming that she underpays her animators substantially. This is all bad timing considering that her Has-Been Hotel TV show that's been in production for 5 years now is supposed to come out later this month. If
I have no context here.
she really is bad, should she be allowed to continue to own the Has-Been Hotel / Hell of a Boss series?
Define a bad person, Ryan. Like, what wasn't the first absolutism video about Walt Disney? Isn't there a bunch of criticism on how flawed a person he was? But everyone agrees that him getting conned out of Oswald the Lucky Rabbit was a bad thing. Like, I'm no expert, but like, isn't that how the narrative goes?
Like I said, this documentary is a neutral series.
Right, a neutral series.
I am not giving my opinion if she is good or bad here.
You just brought up a thing that she did that's apparently bad. Once again, I have no context, but you just brought up that she apparently underpays her staff. And then you follow up by saying, I am not saying if she's good or bad. It's like me saying, Ryan has groomed a bunch of minors. I'm not saying whether he's good or bad. Does he know how the language works?
I myself don't have enough evidence to determine a decision right now.
Okay, then why are we talking about this at all?
The people in life that are viewed as good and well people sadly get abused due to public domain law. Craig McCracken had his own show Powerpuff Girls get rebooted without his permission, and Cartoon Network can do this because Cartoon...
Okay, technically speaking, he signed the contract when he originally made the show. That is technically speaking permission.
Network owns the technical rights to the show for the rest of the century, and Craig can't make his own version of the show again without Cartoon Network, otherwise he'll go to jail.
Okay, so if Craig McCracken makes his own version of the Powerpuff Girls again, he goes to jail. Even though copyright infringement is a civil offense and not a criminal offense, and it doesn't result in jail time.
Dennis is in a similar boat. Infinity Train was supposed to get 8 seasons total. That's kind of why the logo was like a number 8 at one point.
No, the logo is a number 8 because the sideways 8 is infinity.
It was also sideways to imply that the adventure was going to last forever.
No, it was only supposed to last for 8 books, not infinity.
Last for infinity on a train.
His plan was for 8 books, not infinity books.
Train per se. Get it? It's a pun.
A bad one.
However, Warner decided to pull the plug halfway through the original decision, so only got 4 seasons instead of 8. Tom Warburton wanted to make a sequel series to Codename Kids Next Door, but Warner said no to it.
So, Ryan, if we get in trouble, if we go to jail for copyright infringement, why didn't Mr. Warburton go to jail for making this Galactic K&D promo? I mean, apparently it's a crime to do that.
Because of current law, he can't go elsewhere and finish the series that originally ended on a cliffhanger.
I mean, I wouldn't call the original ending of K&D a cliffhanger. I mean, it was a satisfying finale that gives potential for more.
And any of these guys that try to make their own works again can't because they gave their copyright permissions away to a corporation. When you sign up for a network, you lose your copyright rights per se.
It largely depends on the context.
It's like signing a contract with the devil.
No, it's like signing a contract with a corporation. It's not like that. It is that.
At least these guys had their works be made and people could see them. Some people don't even have their works public or get screwed over like Andre 3000 over a lawsuit that he won but Warner threw him to the side.
Oh, his Class of 3000, CN64 episode is filled with misinformation. That I talked about this myth in my own review on Class of 3000.
Constant Pain was going to be a Nicktoon, but was canceled due to one scene looking like the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Despite this, the guy who made it, Makara Wright, can't legally make it anywhere else since Paramount owns the rights to it and has no interest in continuing it. A network can
That is definitely tragic, yes.
reject your work for any reason.
What does this have to do with the public domain, by the way?
Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go was rejected by both Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network.
Then it became on Disney.
Or it went to Disney. Nickelodeon rejected it because of 9/11 purposes, and Cartoon Network rejected it because it was too similar to the Powerpuff Girls.
And then it was on Disney where it became a cult classic. What's your point? Like, it was a show that actually existed and it had a fan base and people like it. Where's the tragedy with Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go? I'm legitimately curious. Was that show abused? Like, the guy found a buyer eventually, and the show exists.
Phoebe and Her Unicorn was gonna have a TV show with Amazon. When it was rejected, Paramount got the rights. They still have the rights, but they decided to cancel the show because new people joined in and decided that they didn't want Nickelodeon to cater to girls. Last week, someone uploaded a lost...
Like this is just a whirlwind of, No, I'm gonna be harsh. If the script for this video was AI generated, it would be better. It would be better. Like, this it would at least have cohesion, you know?
Piece of media to a film that was gonna come out in 2004, but it was scrapped for reasons that I don't know.
What?
And decided that they didn't want Nickelodeon to cater to girls. Last week, someone uploaded a lost piece of media to a film that was gonna come out in 2004, but it was scrapped for reasons that I don't know.
Then why are we bringing this up?
The film was going to be based on Berkeley Breathart's opus, The Penguin. This didn't go anywhere since Weinstein was holding onto the film rights, so nobody else would adapt them after the project went bust.
I don't know why this was never a thing. It was never a thing because Harvey Weinstein was holding on to the rights.
Boy, that pisses me off. A lot of pieces of media are lost, per se, because
Yes, a lot of pieces of media are lost. Please continue.
with current public domain and copyright laws, a corporation could own a piece of work and never release it publicly. At
Okay.
the same time, the public domain has its issues.
He doesn't know what the public domain is, does he?
Bust. Boy, that pisses me off. A lot of pieces of media are lost, per se, because with current public domain and copyright laws, a corporation could own a piece of work and never release it publicly.
That is definitionally not what lost media is. Definitionally. Like, if a piece of media only exists in, like, Disney's studio buried deep down inside, that does not mean it is lost media. It exists, it's just not public media. Thank you, Crimson. Yeah, what can you do?
At the same time, the public domain has its issues, as
Oh, the public domain has its issues. What are the issues of the public
in
domain?
the lens. Hello, Disney! Even if you know nothing about the public domain, you always hear something about Disney from it. Simply put, they keep fucking it over just so that they can own Mickey Mouse forever.
Yeah, and they stopped doing that, so they lost. Mickey Mouse is public domain. We could do what we want with the original airings of the Steamboat Willie and Mickey Mouse, and they lost. They stopped the fight.
Heck, you're only legally allowed to make something of Mickey Mouse in black and white. With
No, you can colorize it, like that. That's allowed.
color is still not in the public domain.
Thank you for the donation. If he was on drugs, it would be better. No, Ryan. Color is not something that.
Twice in life, they lobbied to extend the public domain, and they won each time.
Yes, and then they stopped doing that.
The latest being back in 1998. It's
Yes, and that was almost 30 years ago. I am too old.
They didn't try to extend it then.
Everything. We're wrapping up here. Star Giant Productions has done a video, quote-unquote, on the public domain. You might want to watch this one on your own time because it is a doozy and a half.
Mickey Mouse would have been available to the public as early as 2003. So you probably noticed I didn't talk about trademark laws.
I noticed that you didn't talk about the public domain in this video about public domain. And now we're going on to trademark laws. Okay. Okay.
They're a bit different from public domain, but
yes.
let me simplify. You'll have to write your own stories on a fanfiction website to get your points across.
Okay, let's try to analyze this random flow of consciousness here.
Didn't try to extend it then. Mickey Mouse would have been available to the public as early.
Practically. No, Ryan is a horror cow. No, Ryan complained about horror things coming out of the public domain. That's like one of the only points that he's come across in this entire video.
Is 2003. So
oh, Anthony, you really want to watch this video on your own time. You're gonna love it with what you're saying here.
So you probably noticed I didn't talk about trademark laws. They're a bit different from public domain, but let me simplify. You'll have to write your own stories on a fanfiction website to get your points across.
Trademark law is different than public domain. Let me simplify. You'll have to make your own points on that fanfiction to get... You'll have to write your own fanfiction on the website to get... What does this mean? What does this sentence mean? What does this sentence mean?
Disney extended the public domain law twice just so that Mickey Mouse couldn't be used by the public. Since Steamboat Willie is in the public domain now, I don't think Disney is going to try to extend the law again.
Obviously.
With the way Disney changes things, if the laws of public domain were how it is now, then Disney back then would have never been allowed to make their versions of Alice in Wonderland and The Jungle Book.
That's a point that he stole from me.
This is where Disney has those live-action remakes, and why Disney is stereotyped to buy everything out. Even though Family Guy doesn't feel like Disney, and has called Disney an anti-Semitist in the past...
An anti-Semitist? Family Guy called Walt Disney an anti-Semitist? Okay. And yeah, that's the clip of Alice that he uses, obviously.
Disney now owns it for the money.
Welcome back, Mr. Disney.
Are the Jews gone yet?
No.
Put me back in.
To end this animation absolutism episode off, what needs to change is this ideology of extend.
What needs to change is that you need to have your vocal cords surgically removed, sir. I'm sorry, but they're cancerous. And they're going to kill not just you, but everyone around you if they're left in. Yeah, Anthony, he is very bad at this. Imagine watching the entire video.
In the public domain. For me, all of my works you can re-upload to your own channels once I die.
Okay. Sure.
Because there's virtually no reason for me to own it after I die.
Okay. Why wait 5 years then?
Please don't re-upload my videos while I'm alive.
I refuse that. No. No. I'm going to give all your stuff that we find to the archive channel. All of it. Because, as you said, Ryan, bad people shouldn't have copyright rights. So, okay.
And again, YouTube won't do anything, as I once did try to take down these videos of people doing that or saying inflammatory things on me.
Ryan, that's criticism. That's not directly re-uploading your shit. Like, they're not the same thing.
But it failed. I can
even if you don't like them,
draw the original Mickey Mouse and Oswald now, and no one can leave.
Yes, but this is your butchered fucking interpretation of Dashi, which you don't have the copyright to. So you don't have copyright over this butchered piece of art.
We take this down because they are both in the public domain. The public domain is a wonderful tool to have, but it has been abused for decades and will be abused for centuries with the current law. This series is meant to talk about
I don't think we're gonna have the problem for centuries. That assumes that our society as a whole is going to stay relatively cohesive for centuries more.
How to improve animation. And basically, the best way that I can say is that when you die, your work should be available Not 70 years later, but 5 years later.
Okay, why 5 years? Why 5 years? Also, like, what the fuck is this point? Thank you for he bitched about Madoka. Like here's the thing. Like, he's going on about what he would do to fix Harry Potter, Madoka Magica, One Piece. The creators of all these projects are still alive. Like, they are all still alive. J.K. Rowling is still alive. Like what? Is it over? Let's see. We got a black screen here. We got credits. Episode 2 of the public domain. Thank you for the donation. Creator, Rebecca Starlight. Intro. Okay, Jetto Bread did do the animation thing. I have confirmation. Script, Rebecca Starlight. No shit. Editor, Rebecca Starlight. So it's Rebecca Starlight's... So it's Rebecca's Starlight is the one who's responsible for stealing footage from Lemon. Good to know. Music, in chronological order. Somehow, some way, Star Giant apparently has their own music. Relaxing music, Harry Potter. That's not what that title is. Rebecca Jazz from Star Giant Productions. Yeah, by the way, it's not really fair use. I'm surprised his videos didn't get claimed for using Madoka, for using anime music. Riot Animation Reviews, Electronic Star Giant Productions. If you're wondering, no, we have no idea where this music comes from, who did it. Like, I don't think that Ryan makes the music himself. Okay, here's all the... Okay. Alright. Okay, so at least the fucking credits Lemon. Still, that's not exactly what you're supposed to do. That's not kosher. You can't just take editing work from another YouTuber. I mean, it's fine if it's your own stuff. Like, I used my own old videos for B-roll, but you're not supposed to use other videos. That's a typo. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, who is gonna be on the shame? Who is the Patreons? Like, I do want to make it like people did support this guy. Like, a lot of them seems. That's sad. Yeah.
A couple of weeks.
Like, and that's a point that we'll probably make it at another point. Anyway. I have fun. I hope you guys had fun. If you're just getting here late, I'd highly recommend, like, watching the VOD. Because we talk about a lot of the more important stuff at the front. This stupid video here was a little bit of just comic relief, let's say, that we really, really needed. I'm going to be working on the duck. I don't know when it's going to be up. Time's not the priority. Right. Like, none of these people associate with Ryan anymore, as far as I know, except for Sage Frothy, so. See you guys next time. I'm done. I'm out of it. I've got other things to do tonight. This was, painful. Next time we do a Ryan video, we'll probably talk about his worst video, one that I haven't even been able to finish. But right now, we'll be gone. Yeah, Miko's the next stream. Goodbye to everyone. Have fun. Enjoy the rest of your night.